The Project Japan.
At a train station in Tokyo, two Japanese people and a traveler from overseas are meeting up. The trio is apparently going sightseeing nearby, but they're not actually acquaintances. In fact, she's a staff member of a service called Hubber that matches foreign tourists and Japanese guides seeking international exchanges. And she's an employee of a leading airline of Japan. ANA invested in Hubber in September of last year and began working together with the company. Their aim is to improve the global communication abilities of employees by getting them to participate and act as Hubber guides. The trio first stops by a shop selling cooked sweet potatoes called yakimo. It's a simple food of sweet potatoes that are steamed, but is a traditional snack of Japan. Next, they visit a Shinto shrine and poke their heads out of face cutout panels, a staple of Japanese tourist sites. Things that many Japanese take for granted may be seen as novel for travelers from overseas. Another aim of ANA is to unearth new demand through such discoveries and tie that into its travel business in the future.
Before I started, I was very nervous, but it really feels as if we're friends, that we're close acquaintances, and it's very fun and feels natural.
Hallberg Saga, who came from Sweden, was able to take a relaxing stroll through local temples and appears satisfied with the experience.
It was fun. I get to try many new things, see new things. Yeah, with someone, who knows and can explain if I have questions right away and teach me stuff.
This type of collaboration between an airline and a travel-related company has been surprisingly rare until now. The partnership is expected to create new value for both companies.
For ANA, teaming up with us will not only get travelers to fly more, but also give them a sense of excitement of getting on the plane, since they know that a friend, a guide, is waiting for them on the other side. In other words, flying is not simply a method of transportation, but a way to go and meet friends. We believe that's more thrilling and enjoyable.
ANA got its start in 1952 as a helicopter transport company. In 1964, it began flying passenger planes, and in the 1980s launched full-scale international flight operations. As an airline, it's a latecomer to the industry, but it has aimed to continually take on new challenges and develop various routes connecting Japan and overseas locations. It debuted Japan's first low-cost carrier and is now a leading airline in the country. A department that carries on the corporate DNA of an airline that takes on challenges is the Digital Design Lab, established in April 2016. In fact, the guide service introduced earlier that's being offered in collaboration with Hubber is one of the businesses of Digital Design Lab. They're also working with the manufacturer of baby products to improve the cabin environment to create what they call an airplane on which babies won't cry, and are continually launching new businesses based on ideas not bound by convention. At meetings to discuss new ideas, what they first focus on is whether a proposal is interesting. For that reason, they bring together employees from various departments who have that type of mindset.
I was a cabin crew member on duty, mainly on international flights. I was long involved in handling passengers on international flights at Haneda Airport. I oversaw check-ins and ticketing at boarding gates. At this department, they generally take in your ideas if you express them. That was rarely the case at my previous workplace. They'd say it wasn't in the rules and often nix my idea right away. Here, I feel that happens very rarely. I'm really enjoying my time here.
I've been able to do things using my imagination and without feeling uneasy. I feel I can take on challenges without restraint.
Among them are members participating from other industries, such as financial firms and camera manufacturers. ANA is aiming to fuse their wide-ranging experience and know-how to generate a chemical reaction and create new businesses. The leader of the Digital Design Lab is Yoshiaki Tsuda, who was selected from the corporate planning department. He's seen as one of the architects of ANA's future.
Generally, this department has 3 rules. The first is to aim to come up with ideas that no one within ANA has thought of. They're a bit out there. That's one. The other is something that lines up with our mission statement. We want to do things that have a proper significance, that are worthwhile for ANA Group to carry out. Included in our company's mission statement are the words interconnected worlds. Right now, we're physically transporting people and goods using passenger planes. We want to expand that idea of interconnectedness more, to forge connections in different ways as well. It fits into our idea of connecting the world. That's one of our missions. And finally, we want to ensure and be confident that our staff members have the proper passion to pursue their work to the very end, and really have the desire to do that. We want to do things that fit into this concept. So rather than doing anything and everything, we discuss and develop ideas together.
Genkai Island, Fukuoka Prefecture. Digital Design Lab is carrying out a practical trial of a certain business. That business is drone development. In this practical trial, the drone is being flown for 5 kilometers from Karatomari Port on the main island of Kyushu to Genkai Island off the coast. It will carry documents and medical products. And on the return trip, the plan is for it to transport kelp, a specialty of Genkai Island, to Karatomari Port. About 10 minutes after taking off from Karatomari Port, the drone safely arrives on Genkai Island. There were concerns about the shaking, but the medical products aren't damaged.
It will now take off.
And with the Genkai specialty of kelp on board, the drone heads back toward Karatomari Port. The practical trial was being carried out in conjunction with the local government and national government. Local residents are also looking forward to the early introduction of the service.
If drones are able to withstand both wind and rain and carry goods frequently, I think it would be a big help for us. It's about to land.
Drones are seen by airline companies as a disruptor of their business. So what's ANA's intention in pursuing its own drone business?
Right now, small drones are still the mainstream, but they'll gradually become bigger, and when they're able to carry big things or people, they'll be extremely destructive for us in terms of convenience. At the moment, if people want to fly to a faraway destination, they have to go all the way to the airport. But it might be possible to have a big drone in a place like your parking lot at home, and you could ride it to go anywhere. Or there could be a port nearby in your neighborhood, and you can fly to any place you want. That kind of world is sure to arrive one day. If that's the case, then we want to be a key player. We want to get involved at an early stage, and that's why we've launched this project.
While working on the development of new transport methods, ANA is also engaged in a project that does away with even the need for transport. Enter the remote-controlled robot. Utilizing virtual reality, it allows people to get a simulated experience of seeing and even touching things thousands of kilometers away. What does an airline hope to achieve by developing such technology?
This is based on our own calculations. But people who fly on airplanes annually only account for about 6% of the world's population. The remaining 94% don't fly. Those people have various reasons and constraints for being unable to take a plane. We believe the remote-controlled robot could be one way to connect the 94% of people who are prevented from boarding a plane. For the 6%, we will continue to approach them with the airline continuing to be our main business. But in terms of our approach towards the remaining 94%, we see remote-controlled robots as one possibility.
They say the development of the remote-controlled robot is steadily moving ahead. This is an exhibition held in Tokyo showcasing the latest business solutions. This is what ANA introduced to visitors. When a facility is selected, real-time video of that location is shown. This visitor chose a robot set up at an aquarium in Oita Prefecture. When she uses the keyboard to control it, the robot, which is nearly 1,000 kilometers from Tokyo, starts moving as commanded.
I like how you can follow behind as they're swimming.
Users can feel as if they're actually at the aquarium located far away.
The robot moved a lot more smoothly than I expected. I was only using one finger, but it really felt like I was actually walking around. Is there an information board nearby?
It's here.
Voices can also be heard in real time. So it's possible to ask questions to the staff members on site through the robot.
Right now, we're testing various services using remote-controlled robots and avatars while considering how to move forward. Once the proper conditions are in place, we plan to launch services starting in April. We want to deliver these services to customers as quickly as possible. As for our next aim, we're thinking as far out as space. We want to put an avatar in space. Until now, only astronauts could go out into space, but it'll be possible for anyone to go. And through the avatar, look across the Earth and see further out into space. That would be exciting. We're actually already working on that together with the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency.
ANA is one of Japan's leading airlines. But its company culture is more akin to an entrepreneurial venture. The future it envisions is already on the horizon and may become an integral part of our lives.